The Contest is the top-rated Seinfeld episode on IMDb. Furthermore, Rolling Stone has ranked it as number 5 of the 100 best television episodes of all time. On the surface, this episode is about 4 friends who make a bet to see who can hold out the longest from pleasuring themselves. So what made this episode such a beloved classic? Let's take a deeper dive. The simple premise of this episode is that the 4 characters enter a wager to see who can hold out the longest from pleasuring themselves. In real life, a character like George could just stay home and wait it out, winning a war of attrition. But in the Seinfeld world, a character that wants something must be directly challenged. It's the basic formula for creating conflict in a story. A character wants something, but someone stands in their way. So knowing that each Seinfeld character wants to win the bet, let's now take a look at what stands in their way. Let's first take a look at the key weaknesses of each of the characters. Kramer has no self-control and flies by the seat of his pants. Elaine is always looking for her dream man. Jerry goes through women like his boxes of cereal. And as for George, he can never break free of his parents. So if these are the characters' key weaknesses, look at how writer Larry David presents each character with a temptation that directly challenges them. Kramer discovers something that will immediately knock him out of the contest.
Hey, look at this. Come here. There's a naked woman across the street.
Remembering his key weakness, we easily come to this result.
Count me in on this.
You? Yeah. You'll be out before we get the check.
I'm out.
At first, Elaine seems like she'll be the most formidable opponent.
I want to be in on this too.
Oh, you're a woman.
So what?
It's easier for a woman not to do it than a man. There's a naked woman across the street.
This is going to be the easiest money I've ever made in my life.
Remember her key weakness? She's always looking for Mr. Right. So how does Larry David challenge this character?
See the guy with the dark hair and the red shorts?
Oh my God. John Kennedy's going to be in my class.
I can get you a spot right behind him. He has got a great butt.
Now let's talk about Jerry. How is he directly challenged in terms of the contest? He's dating a virgin, which presents him with some issues.
What's the latest?
Well, I got my troops amassed along the board. I'm just waiting for someone to give me the go-ahead.
Let's slow it down a little.
Slow it down.
You're okay with that, right?
See how his key weakness comes out here?
What, do you think I care about the sex? What kind of person do you think I am? That doesn't mean anything to me.
George's big temptation comes indirectly from his weakness, which is that he can't break free from his parents. So he's obligated to go to the hospital to see his mother. This in itself wouldn't challenge George in terms of the contest, until this happens.
6:30, time for your sponge bath.
Is it 6:30 already?
Let me help you out with that. Here, just slip it over your head.
But it's not enough that the conflict has been put into place. Now it has to ramp up to a boiling point. Now that the obstacles are in place to challenge each character, writer Larry David turns up the conflict a notch. Characters now start to become antagonists to each other. Now that Kramer is out of the contest, notice his new conflict with Jerry.
This is a beautiful woman walking around naked, and you want to tell her to stop?
Well, I'm doing it. Get out of my
you
way.
can't.
Out of my way.
Don't do it. Don't do it. For my sake.
George now happily goes to the hospital every evening to quote-unquote see his mother. Look how she now gets in the way of his temptation.
Maybe you could run down to the deli and get me a sandwich.
You got it, Ma. A little later.
I don't understand why you can't do this for me.
Hang on, Ma, hang on.
As for Elaine, she's almost at the point of achieving her dream.
He asked about you.
He asked about me? John Kennedy asked about me? What did he say?
He said you were just his type. So he's gonna stop in front of your building if you want to come down and say hello.
Which ultimately knocks her out of the contest.
You caved? What happened?
It was, John.
Leaving the final 2 participants to reach their boiling point.
All right, Costanza. It's you and me.
And then there were 2. I think those are my socks.
How are these your socks?
I don't know. I had a pair just like that with the bootstrap, and now I don't have them anymore.
My socks!
Now that the story has been built up to a boiling point, the audience needs a release. We have to reach a climax. Just as Jerry can't take it anymore, He's finally about to get what he wants.
Let's go in the bedroom.
You really want to?
I do. I'm ready.
But, in classic Larry David style, he opens his mouth.
I know how difficult this must have been for you.
You don't know the half of it.
What do you mean?
A contest!
It actually started with George and his mother. If you
I don't want to hear another word.
Remember how we talked about Jerry's weakness going through women like cereal? Instead of going after Marla, he shrugs his shoulders and caves into his temptation. At this point, we can safely assume that Jerry will be soon out of the contest.
You lose.
Speaking of Marla, she's the foil that ruins Elaine's dream.
Marla! Hi! I don't want to have anything to do with you or your perverted friends.
Thought you were meeting Kennedy.
I didn't show.
Yeah, he did.
What?
Yeah, he was out there talking to Marla.
He left with Marla the Virgin.
Oh, John. That was wonderful.
And Kramer, the first person to get knocked out of the contest, ends up with the one that got him there, leaving George to win the whole thing.
You win. Perfect.
Alright, gang. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see me analyze more TV series and pilot episodes. And let me know what specific shows or episodes you'd like me to cover. As always, a big shout out to my Patreon and channel members. You guys rock. Until next time, thanks for watching.